Caroline Kenyon, and I'm founder director of Tiptree World Bread Awards with Brook Food. And I'm here with Stephen Hallam, chair of our judges, and it's a huge pleasure to welcome you to our online awards ceremony. We absolutely love our awards ceremonies, and in normal circumstances it will be taking place in central London, and bakers will be coming from all over the country to receive their plaudits and their trophies. But as everybody knows, we're living in extraordinary times. It's been the most incredibly challenging year for so many people in so many different ways. And the baking industry has not been immune to that. Right at the beginning of the lockdown, I and my amazing team put our heads together and thought, how are we going to celebrate bakers and the bread industry this year? And we decided that we were going to turn it on its head, and instead of celebrating the loaf, which we would normally do, we were going to celebrate all the incredible people behind the loaf, because we were hearing so many wonderful stories of bakers serving their communities in exceptional ways, of millers, of farmers, and we thought these people really need to be celebrated because they are putting in the hours, really dedicating themselves to their community. So that's what we've done, and we've created for this special year Tiptree World Bread Awards Bread Heroes with Brook Food 2020. I've got so many thanks to make, but of course I must thank first of all Tiptree, our headline sponsor, our wonderful friends from Essex, fruit farmers for hundreds of years there, and so completely embedded their community, so charity minded, so supportive of those who don't always have, and they were immediately supportive of this initiative. And also our friends Brook Food from the West Country down in Somerset, absolutely the same, great supporters of charity themselves, and they said, wonderful, can't wait to get on with it. So thank you to both of you, Tiptree and Brook Food, for your immediate, wonderful and wholehearted support. And then our other fantastic sponsors, friends to us for many years, Cars Flour, KitchenAid, Shipton Mill, Tiptree Patisserie, Toast Ale, Zealandia and Andrew Ingredients. And then of course our amazing panel of judges. You know, we love our judges. They come from so many different walks of life, so much knowledge, so much expertise, and they give so willingly and generously of their time. A huge thank you to all of you for putting your collective heads together to come up with our bread heroes for this really, really exceptional year. So without more ado, I'm going to hand over to Stephen Hallam, well known to many of you, master baker himself, managing director of Dickinson and Morris, and true friend to our awards. He is going to share with you the exciting announcements tonight. But before Stephen speaks, there is just a few words to hear from Liz Baker, marketing manager at Tiptree.
Thank you, Caroline. Hello from myself, Liz, and all of us at Tiptree. I'm here today in the secret garden at Tiptree Tea Room. Tiptree have been involved with the awards since the beginning, and we've very much enjoyed taking part in the judging, where we've got to sample lots of delicious bread, and also coming along to the awards, where we celebrate the very best of the bread industry. This year is most certainly a tricky year for everyone. We as a business have had to make changes and adapt, as everybody has. It was a lovely idea to tweak the awards and to celebrate the hard work, diversity and resilience of people involved in the bakery industry in an online format. The only downside is that we can't taste the heavenly produce, but we can hear the stories of these bread heroes. And what stories! We were humbled, impressed, awed and captivated as we read through the shortlisted nominations. Each nominee has achieved great things in this challenging time. We were heartened to read the stories and see that these bread heroes are being recognised for their tremendous efforts in this challenging time. We're very excited to see who the regional winners are. Good luck all. Back to you, Caroline.
Thank you, Liz. Lovely to hear from you. And now, Brook Food.
Here at Brook Food, we are excited to be supporting sponsors again of the World Bread Awards. This year, more than ever, bakers have risen to the challenge with various efforts made to support communities, key workers and the wider industry. Here at Brook Food, we've been keeping our heads down, being busy supplying equipment to an industry that's kept on going through very strange times. We stock over 2,000 machines, both new and used, offering equipment to all ends of the industry, with many machines ready to go immediately, with bakers needing equipment in a hurry to serve demand. We have equipment in the test bakery from Italian manufacturers Pollen, who we represent here in the UK, working with this prestigious brand for 20 years, supplying the UK with the whole bakery range they have to offer. Our test bakery has been quiet, with us obviously having to limit visitors, but we are excited to start welcoming people back in. The facility is free to use for recipe experimentation, product development and equipment trials. Final thank you to the World Bread Awards for once again uniting the bakery industry by celebrating fantastic bread and fantastic bakers during 2020.
So let's progress with the order of announcements. A few words first about the huge range and mix and reach of nominations that we've received this year. Unbelievable, phenomenal are just two of the words regularly cropping up from all the judges. So many people, bakers, millers, amateurs, professionals, people baking at home, people baking for a business, have really gone the extra mile, and it's been very, very emotional reading through all the nominations. But as we will see, there can only be one runner-up and one winner for each of the categories, a category of course being a region. Before we commence, may I just ask for social media and engagement, could you please use our two handles, first being @BreadAwardsUK and secondly #BreadHeroes20. Our first award is for our bread heroes in the East Midlands. Runner-up is Geary's Bakery and Jason's Bread from Leicester, and our bread hero for the East Midlands is Green's Windmill Trust in Nottingham. Judges commented this was a phenomenal and dedicated effort. They milled almost 6 tons of flour in just over a few months, nearly a whole year's supply. And the way they did it, the clue here, being a mill, it was truly powered by the wind. And now we go to London. Runner-up is Betsy Dallas from the Pavilion Bakery. And our bread hero for the London region is Liz Wilson from Mar Baker in Fulham. All entries in this category were first class and very hard to judge. And Liz stood out though because she was bringing so much bread joy, and that's her words, to the people and the neighbourhood of where she lives in Fulham. Our next award is for the bread heroes in the South East. Runner-up is Emily Munsey from Clark's Wessex Mill in Wantage. And our bread hero for the South East is Ruth McIntyre from Ruth's Little Kitchen in Surrey. The judges commented it was all very close and so hard to choose, as all the nominees in this region could be ranked first. Ruth worked really hard during lockdown, trying to support her community using the only resource and knowledge she had, and that's her love of baking. Isn't that nice, Carol?
It's wonderful. You know, Stephen, you talked about how emotional it was reading the citations, and I was moved to tears, really. I mean, this has been such an arduous year for, you know, every family in the land in different ways, and these people working so hard. I mean, it's a, you know, what an understatement. Just a few little words, she worked hard. I mean, can you imagine the hours that she has put in and the physical and mental exhaustion that she's battled? It's extraordinary, and that's keeping the nation fed, and I find it so humbling.
Absolutely, and of course these are just from the nominations that we received.
Exactly.
For as many as we received, there could be 10 or 20 more times out there that didn't get to us. The next region for our bread heroes is the East of England. Our runner-up, Sheila Pledger, is from Pledger's Bakery in Kempston in Bedford. Our bread hero, though, for East of England is Stephen Winter from Bread Sauce in Norfolk. All the candidates, said the judges, showed real endeavour. But what set Stephen Winter apart was his campaign to make his bread accessible to more people through extended opening hours, reduced prices, home deliveries, particularly to those people who needed extra support. Another fantastic tale that tugs on the emotion strings, isn't it?
Definitely.
So our next bread hero is for the Northwest region. Our runner-up is Aidan Monks from the Lovingly Artisan Bakery in Kendal. Our bread hero for the Northwest is Daniel Nemeth from the Seasons Bakery in Ingleton in the Yorkshire Dales. The judges love the way Dan has gone out of his way to help others and turned himself into a corner store without any profiteering markups. Very humble, looking after others.
Yes, there's a lesson for some big businesses
Indeed.
to learn from that.
Indeed. Moving then on to the northeast. Our runner-up is Trevor Davidson from Davidson's of Darras Hall in Portland, near Newcastle upon Tyne. Our bread hero for the northeast is Gilchester Organics in Stamfordham, Northumberland. Andrew Wilkinson went into home delivery quite quickly with special attention to keep local shops and those people in isolation well stocked. This is a very sort of familiar trend coming out right the way through.
Absolutely.
All of these nominations.
For those who don't know, Gilchester Organics, they're farmer, they wheat farm. And, you know, so they're doing the whole thing of keeping that whole food chain going. And I love the fact that we've got such a broad range of people who are involved in bringing that loaf to your table. It's really meaningful, isn't it?
It is, absolutely. Now for our bread heroes in Wales. Our runner-up, Matthew Rees from Tucker's Bakery, is in Pontypridd. Our bread hero for Wales is Ocean Jones from Crust Bakery in Cardigan in West Wales. Ocean's number one priority is his local community and his customers. His initiative raised £1,500 that he donated towards buying fabric to make scrubs for the NHS. It's a lot of money, Caroline, isn't it?
It is a lot of money.
£1,500.
And, you know, people don't go into bread baking to make a shed load of money. They do it out of love. And to be then thinking, even beyond that, how can I raise money for something else that needs my support? I think just shows such selflessness.
Absolutely. Next, our bread heroes in the Yorkshire and Humber region. Our runner-up is the Holgate Windmill in York. And our bread hero for the Yorkshire and Humber region is Foster's Bakery in Stancross in Barnsley. Judges found it difficult to make a final decision. The nominees were all quite different in their approach, but Foster's Bakeries were deemed to have gone just that extra mile, including creating a drive-through service.
I love that. I love the idea of a drive-through service. And again, it's just that creativity and just thinking laterally about how you can make your business work and keep supporting your community, keep everybody fed with wonderful bread. Just marvellous.
Do you know what? I bet that will continue. Our next award then is for the bread heroes in the West Midlands. Our runner-up, Ruth Redgrave, is from the Honey Pot Cottage Bakery in Elton in Tamworth. But the bread hero for the West Midlands is Curtis Stewart from Trenton Bakehouse in Stoke-on-Trent. was hard to choose, but Curtis helped the homeless and shared his bakery products with key workers.
Wonderful. Yes, I mean, I think probably many people who are watching tonight will have seen that really moving clip on social media a few months ago of the nurse she'd just come off something like an 18-hour shift, and she went to the supermarket and there was no food, there was nothing. I mean, horrendous. So I think that what bakers have done to support key workers has been utterly inspirational.
It has. Long may it continue. Now for our bread heroes in the southwest. Our runner-up is Charlie's Cafe and Deli in Tintagel. The bread hero for the southwest is Rob Alcock from the Long Arms pub in South Wroxall in Wiltshire. Again, very nearly impossible to rank all the nominees because it was so close. But Rob was slightly different, very different. He rose to the challenge, started something new by converting his pub into a bakery. And this was done purely to support and service the local community. I would like to say, very well done, Rob indeed. Next, to our bread heroes in Northern Ireland. Our runner-up is Ashley and Amy French from the French Village Bakery in Belfast. And the bread hero for Northern Ireland is Cathy Stevenson from the Daily Apron in Lisbon in County Antrim. It's a difficult choice to make, said the judges, because all the nominees are outstanding in their different ways. Cathy, however, is clearly a person with immense personal strength, having overcome what for many would be debilitating personal challenges. Entirely self-taught, she baked for residential homes and many of the often overlooked services like post offices, pharmacies, vets and do-it-yourself stores. That's heartwarming, isn't it?
It really is. I mean, I think you know, Stephen, that I spent the lockdown and the last few months with my mother in London, caring for her with my brother. My mother's 90, and she has a big bay window that looks out onto the street. And during the height of the lockdown, the bin men came twice a week. And we always used to wave at them and do a thumbs up because we were just so grateful they would keep those really important services going. And to think that people like as Cathy was baking for those critical services that so often get overlooked and thought of as inconsequential. I find that incredibly moving.
She didn't have to. That's what she chose to do.
She chose to do it. It's wonderful. And I really, really hope that we keep cherishing all these wonderful people. They are so often unrecognised.
Indeed they are. Well, our last region is for our bread heroes in Scotland. Our runner-up, Justin Savage, is from the Beefcake Cafe in Annisland in Glasgow. Whilst our bread hero for Scotland is Mungo Swell's Malt and Milling in North Berwick in East Lothian. It's tough, such lovely stories, commented one judge. Without flour, there is no bread. So to keep all consumers supplied with flour, Mungo Swells showed innovation and initiative by totally rationalising their production to produce just one flour. And that was a flour of 85% extraction rate. And the bakers and millers amongst us will know exactly what that means. So it's not a white flour, it's not a wholemeal flour, it's somewhere in between. And that enabled them to keep supplies moving all the time, so everybody got some flour.
I find there's so many things that bring a tear to my eye about the Bread Heroes campaign that we've run. But I'm so moved that we have arrived with that broad range of winners, that they are bakers, they are farmers, they are millers. And I think for the first time, perhaps, the wider public, and I would include myself in this before, are starting to understand about supply chains and how critical they are and how every single bit is vital. It's like a house of cards. No bit is more important than the other. It all rests on each other so that we can then be fed.
Very moving. I'll remember this for a long, long time to come, I think.
Me too.
However, for these awards, as and when and if appropriate, we consider a special merit. And one could say all the nominees were worthy of a special merit, particularly those, some of those indeed that have been mentioned and some that haven't. But there is one particular nomination that stands out for the continued hard work that they do and that it represents, and that is the benevolent fund of the Worshipful Company of Bakers. And special thanks have to go to liveryman Paul Morrow, David Wright and Lewis Freeman for all their work in continuing support of the various food banks in and around the London area. Very well done. Probably weren't expecting this, but certainly worthy of being awarded a special merit. Congratulations. Our final award this evening then is for our overall winner. Not for me to announce it, but a few background comments without giving the game away, letting the cat out the bag. This goes to one of the regional winners who has really radically changed what was their day-to-day business for the sake of helping others, helping the community, taking the bull by the horns, to quote an expression, instead of sitting down and doing nothing, closing, furloughing, or waiting to see what's going to happen. Quite the reverse, rising to the challenge, totally changing what was the usual day job to satisfy others. So I'd now like to introduce somebody with the right surname, Liz Baker, Marketing Manager of Tiptree, who is going to announce our Supreme Champion, our overall bread hero for 2020.
Thank you. Such amazing winners with fascinating, selfless and heartwarming stories. It gives me great pleasure to announce to you the overall winner of the Tiptree World Bread Awards Bread Heroes with Brook Food 2020. The winner is Rob Alcock from the Longs Arms, South Wroxhall in Wiltshire. Congratulations.
Congratulations to you, Rob. What a magnificent achievement, and we are in awe of how you have, to use a contemporary word, pivoted your business. And it's just a wonderful thing that you've done, and I hope you'll be celebrating long into the night. So now all it remains for me to do is to say thank you all so much for being part of our award celebration today. Huge thanks to Stephen as our Chair of Judges. I've thanked all our wonderful sponsors and our judges, but we also have our fantastic partners to thank. And who knows where we'll be this time next year, but please take care of yourselves, stay safe, stay healthy, care for your loved ones, and do all the things that you will not regret having done or regret having not done to make every day as meaningful as it possibly can be, as all these wonderful bakers have done. So goodbye from all of us at Baker's Rest.
Congratulations from all of us at Andrew Ingredients to the UK's best bread heroes.
Congratulations from all of us at Cars Flour to the UK's best bread heroes.
Congratulations from all of us at Toastdale to the UK's best bread heroes. Cheers!
Cheers! Congratulations!
Congratulations from all of us at Zealandia to the UK's best bread heroes.
Thank you to everyone for entering the World Bread Awards, and congratulations to the regional winners and overall Bread Hero 2020.
Congratulations from all of us at Shipton Mill to the UK's best bread heroes.
Congratulations to the UK's best bread heroes from all of us at Tiptree Patisserie.
From us all at Bread Heroes 2020,
Congratulations!